shall make you free.
So when you start to understand the image of Christ, that you're an Israelite, when you start to understand who you are according to the Bible, it's going to set you free from what? Set you free from mental bondage. Because right now, a lot of our people, when you look around, this is called a spiritual and mental bondage that we are in, right? So let's get the true image of Christ. Revelation chapter 1 and verse 1. Watch this.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 1. Read. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
Revelation, the root word of revelation is to... reveal. It means to reveal. So what we're about to reveal to you is what? The true image of Christ. Because all our lives we've been taught that this is who? Jesus. We've been taught that this is Jesus, right?
Yeah, but I know who he is. You know
all right. Let me ask you. All right, I'm going to get to that. But we've been taught that this is Jesus, right?
This is King Henry. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's Caesar Borgia. This image was... Leonardo da Vinci created this image from Caesar Borgia, right? But watch this. Let's see if that's even in the Bible. Revelation 1 and verse 14. Watch this.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So now when we observe this image, it said that Christ's hair was white and wool in texture. Does this man have that texture hair? No. Who does?
A black man.
This image right here, right? So that's strike one against this image right here, right? Keep reading.
As white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass.
Now, my brother, what color is brass? It's very descriptive. It said as if it was fine brass. What color is brass?
It's like a burnt gold or something.
So if you burnt gold, what color would you get?
Probably bronze.
You would get bronze, which is what color?
If it was fake gold.
So bronze is what?
Fake gold.
What color?
Color of a penny.
Color of a penny. Brown. We can say brown, right? But it said fine brass as if
they burnt in a furnace.
Now, if you took that brown and you burnt anything, what color would it change?
Black.
It would turn black. So now here it is. The Bible left this image of Christ, but yet this image is in grandma's house. It's in every church in our neighborhoods. Why?
Because that's what they was teaching and preaching.
This is what they were teaching and preaching. Give me 2 Corinthians 11 and 4. Behind every image comes a gospel. Behind every image comes a message. Look at that billboard right there. There's a message on that billboard, right? That's the image. Why do you think it costs a lot of money to get billboards? Because it's able to push a message, right? So let's see if this message is of the Bible. 2 Corinthians 11 and 4. Read.
2 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 4. For if he that cometh preacheth another Jesus.
So if he that cometh that preacheth another Jesus, read.
Whom we have not preached.
Whom we have not preached, because there was an understanding at the time that Christ came from the tribe of Judah, and the tribe of Judah was black men according to the Bible.
Right.
So now we know that the man that came taught another Jesus, and the first thing that we went to was the Bible to show that Christ was what?
Black.
He was a black man according to the Bible, which is showing you that this image is what? A false image. And with this false image comes a what?
Or
if ye receive another spirit, which ye have not received, or another gospel.
Another what?
Another gospel.
Another gospel that's contrary to the gospel of the Bible. Now you said I could ask you any question I wanted to and you'll be able to answer, right? How do we get the kingdom of heaven according to the Bible?
By being righteous and...
What is righteous according to the Bible?
Being justly.
What's just according to the Bible?
Lawful.
Huh?
Lawful.
Lawful, keeping the laws, right? So you got to keep the laws to get to the kingdom of heaven, right?
Right.
You agree with that?
Yes, I agree.
So do you keep the laws of God?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Let me give you one law right now. 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 1. Just to see if you believe, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people say that they believe in Christ, they know his image, they know his doctrine, but it comes a disconnect when we got to apply the laws of the black Messiah. You know, black people, we don't like to be subject one to another. You know what I'm saying? 1 Corinthians 11 and verse...
1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 4. Every man praying or prophesying.
Right now, we are in the midst of prophecy. We are in the midst of prophecy right now as we speak.
Having his head covered.
Hold on, read that from the top again.
Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonored his head. But every woman that
That's all I wanted. So every man that prayed or prophesied, or is in the midst of praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoring his head. Who's your head?
The head.
Who's your head? Who do you follow?
I follow God.
Okay, you say you follow God, but which one?
I will follow this man. I mean, they're not God.
They're not God?
They're God.
So this is your God.
Yeah,
so God said the Bible says according to this man right here, if you have your head covered while you praying or prophesying, you dishonor him. Right. So what should you do to show that you believe in him?
Don't have one on.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
So what should you do right now to show that you believe?
I would take his off.
All praises. You see how simple that is?
Yeah.
You see how simple that is? A lot of our people can't do the simple things, the simplicity in Christ to even get the kingdom of heaven. What's your name, bro?
Lee.
Lee? I'm Ariel, bro.
Ariel.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to
Now I'm
meet
going to show you something, bro. Deuteronomy 28.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
Deuteronomy 28. I'm going to show you something. So we've been taught this image, right? And with this image, we know we got another gospel. So another gospel would be what? All people can be saved. All people can be redeemed. Christ came to love everybody, which is not of the Bible. So I'm going to show you who Christ came to redeem and where you fall into that. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Hey, Lee, come here. Let me show you something real quick. Look at this sign. Where do you see yourself on the left side of this sign? On the right side. What would you call yourself on the right side?
I call myself American black.
Okay. So according to the Bible, when Moses was speaking, he wasn't speaking to American blacks. He was speaking to the ones on the left. So if you are American black, it means you come from the tribe of Judah. You come from the tribe of Judah. So Moses was speaking to your forefathers in the wilderness, and he says, if you observe to do my law, statutes, and commandments, there will be blessings. But if you don't, what will happen?
You'll be cursed.
You'll be cursed, right? So now when you look out among our people, and everywhere you go, right, would you say we blessed or will we curse?
Well, we're really blessed, but
You said we really blessed. Explain how we blessed. I want to know.
blessed, we're in our true image. You know what I'm saying? As followers of Christ, black.
We're not followers of Christ right now. We established that, Lee.
Not that Christ, but that Christ.
But that's all of our people don't follow that Christ, Lee. When you look out in the community and you see women wearing pants, that means that we're not following the black Messiah. When you see high murder rates in your community, we're not following the black Messiah. When you see high STD rates, high rates of divorce in our community, we're not following the black Messiah. So when you say that we're blessed, we're not blessed at all. The Bible says when you break my commandments, you are cursed. And one of those curses, verse 16.
Verse 16. Cursed shall thy be in the city.
Hold on, Leek didn't hear that. Listen, Leek.
Cursed shall thy be in the city.
So Leek, it don't matter where you go in America, the world, you are going to be the curse of the city. Look around 55th and Prospect. Hell, you could go up the street right there and there's a motel. Run down motel with drug dealing and prostitution. Can you go to Olathe and find that? Can you go to Lee Summit and find that? Can you go to Lee Summit and find a Family Dollar on every other corner? No, right? Can you go to Lee Summit and can you find a cannabis dispensary on every corner? A church on every other corner? A liquor store on every other corner? You can't find that, right? These are all signs of what? That we're what? That we are a cursed people. Let's keep reading.
And cursed shall thy be in the field.
Now it only said, not only were you going to be cursed in the city, but when you look at the sign, who was in those cotton fields? We were the ones in the cotton fields working from sun up to sundown, from Monday to Saturday. They gave you Sunday off, so you started to reference this man's day.
Right.
You weren't working for yourself.
Bring it out.
When you was in captivity, give me verse 48. You not in captivity right now?
Maybe if I don't know the truth, but if I know the truth, I should be saved.
No, you're still in captivity. I'm going to show you Deuteronomy 28 verse 48. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 48.
Watch this, Lee.
Therefore shall I serve thy enemies.
So, Lee, did you break the commandments of the Lord? Have you ever broke a commandment?
Yeah, have when I was younger. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you was younger. You doing it right now. You don't got fridges on your clothes. And you was when the world was coming out, you had your head covered. So you still break the commandments. You don't want to say that you perfect right now because you're not.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Okay, so we break the commandments. So it says, therefore, because you did that, Lee, you got to serve your enemies for what?
Which the Lord shall send against thee
Oh.
in a hunger.
So whenever you hungry, Lee, what do you got to do?
Gotta work for him.
You got to work, but where do you got to go to get that food?
To the field.
Nah, you got to go to these stores right here. And a lot of these stores is owned by Arabs that come into your community and sell food to you. Food is something that grows naturally from trees and plants. Why is it that it never crossed our mind to do that?
We do that.
No, we don't.
We got kings and queens and all of that. Just
We
like
got kings and queens? Where?
in Egypt, in Cyrus.
In Egypt and Cyrus. Where's Cyrus at?
It's Egypt. What to say?
Brother, it's okay if you don't
Not
know.
Cyrus, but
It's okay, bro.
Creole or whatever you call it.
Okay, come on. Hold
Zergo or
on.
whatever
Listen,
you call
listen, Lee. Hold on. Just listen. Hold on. Listen. So you got to serve your enemy because you was starting to go off. You got to serve your enemies for one of what? For if you want food, right?
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
And in thirst.
And whenever you thirsty, you got to pay your water bill to who, Lee?
To the people that enslaved us.
To the people that enslaved you. Do you still do that today?
What,
If you want water, you got to go into a store to buy that, right?
I don't own anything.
You don't own anything, so let's keep reading.
And in nakedness.
So for the clothes on your back, let me see what that is, bro. Let me see what that is right there. That switch jacket you got and your Gucci pants, you had to go to your enemies for that, Reed.
And in one of all things.
So in one of all things, Lee, we just going through it. You said you got to go to your enemies for hunger, thirst, your clothing, and of one of all things. Your ideology, you had to go to your enemies for your education.
Right.
You had to go to your enemies to get your birth certificate, your death certificate. Bro, you just got off the bus. You got to go to your enemies for them to take you from point A to point B. So guess what? The Bible is saying as long as all that is going on, you are in what? You are in bondage. You are in bondage right now.
Bring it out.
And what?
We know who we are and who we belong
So
to.
knowing who we are is just the first part, but we are still in bondage. Give me Acts chapter 1 and verse 6. I'm going to show you something because the disciples had the same mindset. They thought when Christ came back and they got the understanding that was the end of captivity. But listen to what Christ said on that. Give me Acts chapter 1 and verse 6.
Bring it out. Acts chapter 1 and verse 6. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom of Israel?
They asked, is it now at this time will you restore the kingdom unto Israel? Because why? Christ was in captivity to the Romans. Christ himself was in captivity, and so were the apostles. So who are we? We are far worse off today than we were back then. You understand? So we are still in captivity to this day. So what must we do to get out of captivity?
We must, we gotta come out of bondage by listening to our Father. And listen to what he's saying to us and teaching us.
So what does he tell us to do, Malik? What does the Father tell us to do? Right now, what should you be doing?
He's teaching us to gain self-knowledge, know knowledge, because we all lack of knowledge.
What knowledge?
Knowledge of him and us.
Okay, so what's the knowledge of the Lord?
Knowledge of the Lord. It's in there, you know what I'm saying? But I just...
Man, you gotta humble down, bro. You coming with a lot of different, you mixing up a lot of different things, and it's the simple things, like I said, with your head covering, that you gotta remove. You see what I'm saying? Give me Malachi chapter 2 and verse 7. Malachi 2 and 7. This is the knowledge of the Lord that our people lack. Read.
Malachi chapter 2 and verse 7.
Read.
For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
Because like you said, we have kings. We are kings, but what happened? We fail, right? So you coming back and knowing that who you are, your lips should keep knowledge. What's that knowledge? Read.
And they should seek the law.
They should what?
Seek the law.
You should be seeking the law. You shouldn't have the mindset that I've already got it together and I used to sin. Because right now we can tell by a man when he's still in the midst of his sin. You understand? So one of the things that you got to do is what? When's the Sabbath?
Sabbath, it's like, ain't that like Juneteenth or something? Like
What day is the Sabbath, brother?
It tells us in the Bible, but I ain't studied it in such a
I'm going to show you when the Sabbath is. All right, bro. I'm going to show you. Sabbath is not Juneteenth. That has nothing to do. Juneteenth came way after the Bible, bro. It came way after when Moses gave us the necessity.
It's another date to where we celebrate our freedom.
The Sabbath is a day of rest. But
okay.
Juneteenth is not a day. We're about to celebrate the Lord's Passover. That's when you celebrate us coming out of captivity. That's why we celebrate the Passover, not Juneteenth.
It's the day of the rest, right?
The day of rest. How do you keep the day of rest? And what day is it?
Saturday.
Saturday. So how do you keep that day with rest?
Don't work and just don't work that day. That's what it said.
So what else? You don't work, okay.
And pray and have church and have communion.
Okay, give me Zephaniah 2:1. Let's give him another law dealing with the Sabbath. Bro, I can tell that you trying to study. I can tell that you trying to find your way into this knowledge. But one thing that you got to do to take it to the next step is get around like-minded men, so that we can help you. We can help bring you up in the knowledge of the Lord. One thing about it, no individual is going to get the kingdom of heaven. When I read to you Deuteronomy 28 and 15, that was the 12 tribes that went into captivity. Not just Leak. It didn't say he wasn't just speaking to you and then you failed. No. All of us went into captivity, so all of us are going to come out of captivity together. So read Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1.
Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Because we are the undesirables of the world. We are the downtrodden. We the poor. We the ones that get gunned down in the streets and get no justice. So the Lord says to my 12 tribes, he tells us to gather yourselves together. Gather together, O nation not desired, as what? Read.
Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Read.
Before the decree bring forth.
The decree that bring forth is talking about destruction. America, Babylon in the Bible, is going to be destroyed. Right. 2/3 of our people, of these people right here, even though they have the knowledge that they're Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and that Christ is a black man, the Bible still says 2/3 of our people will get cut off. So what do you want to do? You want to be left here in America? Or do you want to take your rightful place as a king, as a god of this earth, and rule the nations? Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, we got to go to war sometimes.
We don't. Well, how do we go to war? What's the war you talking about?
Bring peace. So
what war?
The war of Armageddon.
Armageddon?
Armageddon.
So that's what it's going into partially, but the war that you gotta fight first is with yourself. Give me 2nd Ezra chapter 14. This is the war that you gotta learn to fight right here before you can even go to teach somebody that. Because you teach people the things that you know.
Yeah.
About the Sabbath and Christ being black, and then you probably told somebody that the Sabbath is what, Juneteenth?
I was confused.
You was confused. I'm glad you said that.
I've been taught Sabbath is the rest day in the day.
Okay, so now you can understand that the Sabbath is what?
The rest.
What day?
Holy day.
What day is it?
Saturday.
Saturday is the Sabbath. Which Saturday?
The first Saturday?
Every Saturday. I knew you was going to say something like the first or the third. It's every Saturday is the Sabbath of the Lord.
Right,
so that there's no confusion with that no more, right?
Right.
This is what you got to do now. Read what you got. 14:13.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 14 and verse 13.
This is the war that you now got to fight. Read.
Now therefore, set thy house in order.
If you have a wife, that is going to be your first battle. I'm sorry. If you married, the first battle is within yourself. Then it says set thine house in order. Meaning your house, meaning yourself right here. And then you got your actual physical house. Are you married?
No, I'm not married.
Okay, so you got to worry about setting yourself in order, right? What's going on?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family.